Hello and welcome to Rose-Colored Glasses. My name's Nanette, and on this channel we explore goddess archetypal energies. I focus on the goddess because of their manifesting creative powers. They're really good energies to work with to bring about positive change in your life. And today I'm doing a pick a card. So the idea of the pick a card is to pick the card that resonates with you, so that the message that comes forth from that goddess is something that's relevant to you. You're also welcome to stick around for all three cards. Sometimes the message gets interwoven, or the goddesses are bringing about a similar message if the energies are really strong in that area. So we have card 1, 2, and 3. There will be a timestamp below so you can go to the card that's specific to you. If you're returning to the channel, thank you so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Any likes, shares, subscribes you can give me really help me understand if you're resonating with this information. Comments help me also know if you're resonating. This is meant to be fun, meant for you to have fun with it, meant to create positive change in your life. So the recommendations that I make are activities that you can participate in to start creating that change. And the goddesses are really easy to work on. You just need to call on them to imbue you with the characteristics that you desire. And then sit with those energies. So let's get started. So if you chose card number 1, you've got Maeve. She is one of my favorites to work with. This woman is a boss lady. Like if you wanted a powerhouse of a goddess to work with for courage and strength and assertiveness, Maeve is it. She's a Celtic sovereignty goddess of fertility. Sovereignty is the short version of that is like the management of ourselves, being that boss lady. That's kind of the idea of sovereignty. And man, she is that. So I believe Maeve's come forth to remind us of that boss energy. I think we forget how powerful we are, how special we are, how important we are. And a little while back, I was doing, based on the energy of a VIP, a very important person, and that's kind of what Maeve is bringing through right now, is that very important person aspect. And we have to consider ourselves that. We can't rely on other people to consider ourselves a very important person. We have to rely on ourselves to consider ourselves a very important person. And so if we stand in that boss energy, then the world around us will start to frame around that idea of our boss energy. And I'm not saying bully energy, I'm saying boss, that you are important, that you are special, that you are worthy. That's the kind of energy that I'm saying to stand in and emanate from you, because when you emanate that from you, then situations will come back to you that verify that boss energy. So sitting, calling on Maeve, asking her to imbue you with that assertiveness, that strength, that conviction of being the VIP. And then sit in that energy and really feel like what it would feel like if the world around you started to form that same opinion of your VIP status. How would your life feel? And when you sit within that energy, things will start to shift for you. And so saying things like, I am assertive, I am worthy, I am important, I am a VIP, and then sitting in the energy and feeling like, what does that feel like? If you were to say, I am important, what does it feel like to be important? If you're saying, I am worthy, what does it feel like to be worthy? And then sit in the energies, feel them, bathe in them, bask in them. Think of situations in your life that have have shown that importance, that worthiness, that VIP status, and recall those situations over and over again so that you build up that energy, like that snowball effect. You're building up that energy to create that giant snowball of energy and that feeling of importance. So that's Maeve. I hope this resonates with you. I hope you utilize her energy. She is one that I call on whenever I have a situation that I'm a little, if anxiety starts to creep in, or worry starts to creep in, or I feel a little fearful or uncourageous. Maeve is one I call on, because when I think of Maeve, I just think of a very powerful, assertive person, and it really helps boss up my energy so that I can get through whatever it is that I'm doing, and it's been super effective. So I hope that you utilize her energy as well, and that you get some of the same effects from it. So that's Maeve. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. If you chose card number 2, you got Dahoot. Wow, this is like getting on my faves. So, Dahoot, she's a goddess of love and sexuality. And one of the things about Dahoot that I like to work with is that she was all about what is called the way of the goddess. And back in the day when she was around, the way of the goddess was joy, happiness, reverence, just really the enjoyment of life. And so I really love to work with her, because I do believe that is our set point. Like when we're born with the idea that life should be enjoyable, and it isn't till our parents beat it out of us and tell us things like, money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work hard for things you get, so on and so forth, that life becomes tedium. And so Dahoot's here to remind us that no, that's not the case, that life is meant to be joyous and filled with fun and happiness and ease. And so she's another one I really love to work with, along with card number 1, because I want to embody that feeling. I want to bring back that reverence for life into my own life, so that I can start creating more of the life I desire. And so with Dahoot, you want to sit in the idea of, how does it feel to have reverence for the things that are going on in your life? How does it feel for happiness and joy? And you don't necessarily have to have something in your life. Like, you don't have to focus it on, like, well, if I had $1 million, I'd be happy. No, you have to get into that happy feeling. It's an energy thing. You want to resonate with that happy feeling, that joyous feeling, and then the world around you will start to form to that idea for you. And so when you're working with Dahoot, you call on her to imbue you with joy and happiness and reverence. And then you start to look for little bits into your life, or even big bits in your life, that show that joy, happiness, and reverence. I mean, nature is one of the best places to look at for joy, happiness, and reverence. I mean, the birds are all out right now, and they're just so cheerful. So, listening to them and kind of absorbing their cheer might help you get into that mood, or listening to some happy music, dancing around, any kind of not like crazy exercise, but any kind of good gentle movement, like dancing or some stretching, or just skipping. Those will get energy moving in a joyous way. And so sit with Dahoot and ask her to imbue you with joy, happiness, reverence. Sit within those energies. What does that really feel like in your body? Bathe in those energies. and bring those forth, and then start to look for the evidence in your life of joy, happiness, and reverence. And if you need to get started with this, and you're in a really down place, look for things. Childhood's usually got some good memories. Go back to childhood or whenever you had some good memories in your life, and use those memories to start helping you identify what those feelings feel like in your body, and then bask in those memories to create that energy flow. So that's Dahoot. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, and I hope you use these energies. So if you chose card number 3, you've got Neve. So as you tell by her picture, her golden hair, because she is the goddess of golden hair, well, the goddess of beauty and brightness. She was a queen of an other world, and in her other world it was based off of youthfulness, but there was still a lot of happiness. There was music and beauty and happiness in her other world. And I believe she's here to remind us of that happiness. The card prior was in regards to happiness too, so I think it's a really huge message right now. And the interesting thing that I got an email this week about research that was done on happiness, and it was saying that the more we ruminate on issues in our life, the more we diminish our happiness of life. And so it's like a resilience factor. If you have an issue in your life and you can get past it quickly, let those emotions run through you and then just release them and be done with it, the faster you can get back to happiness, and the less you diminish the total happiness of your life. But if you sit and ruminate on that issue over and over and over and over and over again, then you're diminishing your level of happiness in life. So I think Neve is here to remind us that we need to just let that stuff go. Don't pack it down, process it, and just let it go. There's no reason to ruminate on that stuff, because all you're doing is just reliving it. I don't remember the saying, but there's a saying about how we're basically only hurting ourselves. We're not hurting the other person when we're ruminating on stuff. It's a poison to us. It's not hurting them at all. They've gone on with their life. They're doing their thing. So anytime somebody's done us wrong and we continue to ruminate on it, it's only us we're hurting. So when you think about it that way, it's worth letting go. And so I think Neve's here to remind us, let that stuff go. Just let it roll off. I used to have a saying, it was like water off a duck's back. So sometimes we need to think about stuff like that. And sometimes the easiest way to let it go is just start doing something else that takes your mind off of it. So if you get into that vicious loop of ruminating over something, find something else that will take your mind off of it. I like to find pieces of songs and just sing the song lyrics. Or you can get out in your garden if you have a garden, or take a walk, or dance, or sing, or whatever it is that you enjoy to help get your mind off of whatever it is. Just start directing your thoughts somewhere else. Or think about your life if that situation never happened. What would your life be like, and how would it feel, and how wonderful would it be? Just whatever it takes to get your mind off of that situation so that you're not diminishing your happiness in any way. Because I guarantee you that whatever the situation is, and whoever wrongs you or whatever wrong occurred or whatever it is you're ruminating over, it's really not worth the energy you're expending on it, because you're only damaging yourself. So move on from it as fast as you can, and let it go and be happy, because ultimately your happiness will just gain you more things to be happy about, whereas your ruminating can cause illness, dis-ease, unsatisfaction with life. So that's Neve. She's here to shine the brightness on us, to remind us that happiness really is important, and that we have a choice. We have a choice to ruminate on the negative things that are going on in our life, or ruminate on the positive things. And if you're not seeing any positive things, then ruminate on your daydreams. Find some fabulous things to daydream about and ruminate on those. How fun is that? That's what children do, and they're amazing at it, and they can create amazing things for themselves when they do that. So that's Neve, reminding us how important happiness is, how important it is to get out of our head, and how we're diminishing our happiness the longer we stay in our head and ruminate about junk that really isn't that important in the long view of life. So call on Neve to imbue you with happiness. Sit within that energy and feel it deep within you, so that you can resonate that out. And then every time you get into a situation, call on Neve. Sit for a few minutes, call on Neve, and think happiness. Look at her glowing hair, and her horse just seems happy and joyous. And just picture her and think about joy and happiness, and bathe in those energies. So again, I thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye for now.